It is a cosmic law that whatever you give will come back to you. When we use the word cosmic, it means that which cannot be changed by man, right? Cosmic means divine, and divine means something that cannot be changed by man, right? It is a cosmic law that whatever you give, right, will come back to you now or later. It is also scientifically possible to understand that the entire creation moves in a circle form, right? So, what goes out of you goes into the cosmic and comes back to you to complete the circle, right? So everything is a circular motion, and a circle is one of the most complete forms, figures of mathematics, right? All radii are the same, all diameters are the same, okay? The circumference of a circle is a complete figure. Unlike a quadrilateral, a polygon, a hexagon, only a circle, a square are the most complete figures in mathematics, right? Whereas square is more used with mathematical calculation, circle is more with motion, right? So thoughts travel, and whenever you send out a thought, the thought goes out into the world and comes one full round and comes back to you. You understand? So, whatever goes out of you, be it a thought, a word, or an action, right, will go one full round and come back where? To you. Okay? Which shows that whatever goes out of you will come back to you. Now, if you want to receive favors, right? If you want others to help you, then what you must do? You must first help others. If you help, you will be helped. If you do, someone will do for you. If you give, someone will give you. This giving and receiving is not a man made law, okay? Is not a law which you can change, is not a law you can manipulate, but it is a cosmic divine law that cannot be changed, right? So it is the written law that whatever man does, whatever man gives, will come back to him. Okay? So if this is the law, then imagine how man must plan his behavior, right? The law was introduced into man's life because this law will help you to understand what is right behavior, what is good behavior, and what is useless behavior, right? Behavior is very important. Okay, why? It is not just to get a good discipline certificate in school, but then it is based upon an unchanging cosmic law that will determine your future. So behavior has the power to rewrite your future. Okay, behavior is not just confined to convents and schools, right? It is a very important maker of your future because the whole of behavior has been introduced based upon an important law that what you give will come back to you, what you do will come back to you, right? So, behavior is what? Last class you learned thought, qualities, behavior, right? They take you to actions. Isn't it? Actions give results. So, behavior is a very important player in the making of a man's life, of your future. And this behavior, right? Everyone behaves as they like, right? Today they like you, they just fall over you and love. Tomorrow they don't like you, they just don't bother, right? So there need to be a law to help you understand why behavior is important, why should man behave better than animals, right? And what will happen if we behave wrongly? These three questions, right? Why behavior is important, why man should behave better than animals, and what will happen if you behave wrongly. These three questions are very important because there is an overriding cosmic law that you can't change, nobody can, and it is going to determine what you do with your thought, word, and action. Right? So, before we have given a class, as a man behaves, so his life appears. Now, Bala gives a class, as a man behaves, so he will get behaved later. Okay? So, why behavior is important? Right? That it can build your life. Okay? If right behavior sets early in life, a future will be bright because behavior will determine your attitude, actions in life that will produce good results. Okay? Now, coming to the topic hurt. Most people have a bad habit of hurting others even for small things. All of you know, right? Whenever you do a small mistake, people immediately make it big, right? There are three words in English talking about mistakes. One is error, another is mistake, the third is crime, right? Crime is something that most families don't need to think about. The problem is we always treat errors as crimes. What is actually an error, a small thing, we treat it as crime and really go after to punish people. Isn't right? So, removing crimes and mistakes, understand that errors, right, happen almost for everyone. Can you show a man who has not made any mistake in life? Is there any man inside any house who has not made mistakes at all so as to criticize and hurt others? No. Everyone has made mistakes, everyone has made errors, right? The idea is to think, to see everything as error and then work to remove it. Okay? If you start treating errors as crimes, your mind becomes so restless and also very arrogant, right? Very adamant. It destroys you and also the life of people around. Okay? So every man has made mistakes. Everyone's life has a lot of errors. You also would have made mistakes. Now, the first thing to learn is mistakes should be corrected, errors should be corrected. Nothing is permanently punishable under any given law. Okay? Because most errors happen why either you're careless, isn't it? Or we are not attentive, isn't it? So if you increase more attention, if you reduce carelessness, then errors come down. Okay? But what happens is everyone seems to be waiting who will make a mistake so that we can walk over them. Right? As a result, what happens? There is no strong relationship between man and man, even inside families. Isn't it? So why is man always waiting for someone to make a mistake so that he can sit over them? Because that much man wants to dominate others and boss around. Isn't it? We are so obsessed with bossing around people. We want to dominate everyone. Anyone makes a mistake, we immediately want to sit over them. Isn't it? This attitude of man has resulted in what? People just throw hurts at everyone and nobody wants to relate with anyone completely without hurting. Isn't it? You like if someone hurts you, you will appreciate. Then why should you hurt someone? It's very simple. You need not go to any university to learn. Isn't it? You don't like anyone hurting you. The first thing that you must have learned is let me not hurt anyone because I don't like anyone hurting me. Isn't it? So society is full of hurts, family is full of hurts, isn't it? Any one child at 15 is carrying a lot of hurts inside. It may not have the ability to study well, right? So because of that inability to study, lot of hurts. Because of carelessness, lot of hurts. Like that, everyone at 15 years carries so much hurts. It's very sad that a child has lost freshness because it is scared of hurts, isn't it? So a hurt given, okay, will do what? Will go around and come back to you. Even if this person has made an error and you hurt him, the hurt you gave will come back to you. Sender, it will come. You may not know how, right? That's why we give a mathematical circle. It is a law, it will come back, right? In future classes, you will know how it has come back for you, hurts that you gave before. Okay? So, hurting has become a habit with everyone. இல்ல? ஒரு habit ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா, whenever it becomes a habit, you just cannot give it up easily. So hurting is a very bad habit. Never have it because when someone hurts, how you feel? Same, everyone will feel. Okay. Now see, every man, right, carries two images. Remember, a man carries two images, one image for himself, one for others. Right? This two images what? One image wants all of you to be very perfect. The other image is this man alone will be imperfect. Right? One image says man carries two images. One image is telling what? All of you should be very perfect, must not make mistakes. I don't like. Other image is he keeps for himself. That image is what? He will make mistakes. He will be very imperfect. You mustn't ask. Okay? So everyone carries two images. Isn't it? Because of this, what happens is they give you a strong standard of behavior which they don't follow. Okay? What happens is when there is a big gap between what you are and what you keep talking, right? The gap becomes what we call habit. Okay? And man has a very bad habit of making everything into a habit. Okay? Right? If a man must do something for some time regularly, he converts it into a habit. Okay, so two images he carries, one for himself, which is very imperfect, one for others, which wants all of you to be very perfect. The gap between his image and the image for all of you thus becomes what has made that man an intolerable person to be around. Okay, so what he does is whenever you make a mistake, he immediately blows it out. Right? Small mistakes are being converted into big, profound, mountain-like mistakes. சின்ன விஷயங்களை பெருசு பண்ணி தான் குடும்பத்துக்குள்ளலாம் distance பெருசாயிடுச்சு. You saw? Go to your mother and ask, right? Last 50 years of her life, what has been the major mistakes she did? Whether she committed any crime, whether she invaded another country, or she looted someone's treasure, nothing. Then why is your family, right, talking so ill of your mother? Ask. Crimes are what? Invading countries, looting someone's treasure, lifting family members, isn't it? Nothing you did. But each family fights as though they are going to divide the entire oil in the Gulf. Right? Family fights as though they are going to gain control over all the gold in the world. Isn't it? The tendency to fight was because we have a bad habit of making small things too big even for you to handle. Isn't it? Because of this bad habit, what has happened is we have never known to love a child. We have never known to build a relationship. We never knew to nurture a talent, right? Isn't it? Although everyone in life wants love, isn't it? Wants affection, but they don't know to keep it if given, or they don't know how to get it. Isn't it? That's why these days people have started to keep animals because they don't talk back. Isn't it? You shout at an animal, it doesn't understand your language, it just keeps quiet. Perhaps if you ask the animal, it will tell, this guy is useless. Isn't it? But nowadays, everyone likes to keep pets or plants because plants and pets don't talk back. Whenever you shout and jump, they think this is a new form of dance he is trying and keep quiet. Isn't it? But person to person relationship is the real test, is the real skill. Right? Clear? So hurting has become a habit because we carry two images. One image which is very imperfect. We don't want to change ourselves. Because we want to hide it, we always keep high standards for everyone around. Whenever you break a little of the standard, they immediately fire telling, it is my principle that everyone around must be very perfect. Even a college principal is not, right? They only shout on mics and assemblies. You go home and see their family. Most principals have families not worth mentioning about. Isn't it? Isn't it? Which shows what? Because of this two standard living, right? Wanting to be very bad, while everyone around must be very good, otherwise they will be punished, has made society what? Just a trader of insults and hurts. Isn't it? One hurts you, then you want to hurt back. Finally, it has become what? A family, a relationship is just a bag full of hurts. Who gave first and who followed better? Right? All talents and precious life has been wasted in hurting each other. Just because some guy came from far away to tell you are not good, you immediately started to fight. Not understanding how good is that guy to talk about your goodness. So learn today, most of society carries two images, one for itself, one for others. And the one for itself is much worse than what you are actually now. Right? What you are today, right, is much better than what other guys are who comment on you and your family. Right? So allow those guys to have their own images. Let them keep on shouting from the walls. After all, cats also shout from the walls. When cats shout, you're not bothered, right? Allow these guys to become another cat. But understand, your life is in your hands. If you waste youth, you will not get it back. If you don't study now, you cannot study later, right? So many of your family talents has gone because of trading hurts, of taking someone seriously while actually that guy was one more passerby, right? That guy was useless. You go and ask in his area, they will tell. He comes all the way here and becomes very holy, right? Some people think if they are aged, they can talk anything. Some people think if they are fair, they can talk anything. Some people think if they know little English, they can talk anything, right? I have seen people talk English. When they become very angry, they are scolding their own son, you son of an idiot. And the son is telling, I know that, keep quiet. People think if they know English, they can talk. Isn't it? So allow others to talk about you. Let them keep talking. After all, birds also chirp. You're not bothered. Isn't it? Cats also sit on the wall and think they are very tall. Allow these guys also to be. Whereas, understand your life is yours. If you waste it today, you won't get it tomorrow, right? Learn whatever mistakes you have, identify it, work for it, say a prayer, it will all go. Men with greater mistakes came out to teach people better, isn't it? Ishvara never said a few people can control the creation. That is why he gave cosmic laws which nobody can manipulate, isn't it? So hurt is everywhere. Okay? People want love, but they also hurt. People want affection, but they also hurt because they are always having two images, right? And think they are very smart, right? If we can learn to live our lives, we can be much smarter and also grow in life. Our growth should be more important than trading hurts. Okay? Our elders' lives were wasted because of this. If we also waste, what to tell? Right? That is why Bala says, don't worry about what others say. Okay? You are much better than most people. If you work a little, you can still be more better. That should be the goal, not to go after someone and tell, I am better than you or worse than. Okay? You have one set of people who always wait and watch if anybody is making any small error. These people have now developed the habit of discovering pleasure by hurting others. What they do is, in life, they would have tried to achieve something. Okay? When they could not achieve, they still feel they are very talented. Okay? Even though they have not achieved anything, they still feel that they are very talented and now start achieving, right, by trying to hurt others. What do these people do? Whenever you make a small mistake, they feel pointing out to it is a sign of their intelligence. Okay? They think they are more intelligent than you. That's why they find out mistakes. Okay? How do you deal with such people? Okay? And how do such people live their daily life means morning to night they will wait for someone to catch and hurt. On a day when they don't get anyone to hurt, they feel very sad. They feel at a loss. If they don't get anyone personally to hurt, they will at least hurt someone on television. Okay? They'll be shouting at someone on TV, but that guy is blessed, he can't listen. Isn't it? These people need this to survive. They've made it like that. If there's no one to hurt, they feel that they cannot survive. Okay? Such people do not contribute to their growth nor to others. Isn't it? Because they are lazy, right? Too egoistic and don't want to work for success. They spend their time for trying to find out who's making small mistakes so that we can pinpoint. Okay, this is one set. Another set is it knows a little. Once it knows a little, it thinks it has the power to hurt everyone. Right? Someone who knows little music, if you sing, they immediately comment. You saw? Especially in tradition and all. If you know a little, if they know a little sloka and you start something in Sanskrit, they'll hurt. Right? So they feel they know more than you. But the problem is, what have they achieved by knowing that? You saw? Knowledge or the first effect in Abdina, the first effect of knowledge is it should make you more compatible with fellow humans. If you are knowledgeable, you must be able to interact with people who do not have that knowledge on a better plane. But everywhere you will find people who know little, they immediately try to boss around. Right? So even if these people have achieved a little, so what? Ishvara always says if you are an achiever, interact better with people who have not achieved. Right? Knowledge or the power. If you know something more than them, if that is really known, then knowledge will make you very humble and you interact with people who don't know on a better plane. right? But society is filled with people who don't know, who think they know. Few of them know a little. Among that, a few people do achieve. All these four contribute to nobody's growth, right? So arrogance in any way, right, is always against where arrogance is.
Ishvara will not appear.
Ishvara is not, isn't it? These people, some people think they know. They actually don't know. Some people know a little. There are a few who achieve through that little and think everybody else in the world is just foolish. Right? That is why hurting has become so predominant in society. Educated, uneducated, man, woman, rich, poor, everyone hurts each other. Isn't it? Now, if you are going to be someone who wants to grow, right? And if you have a few people around you who keep hurting, then how to handle them means, right? Allow them to have their hurt, right? Allow them to keep talking, right? Everyone has the power to talk, let them talk. Equate them with the bus noise on the road, right? With the automobile noise around your house. Okay? If you have a Chinese channel on television, you are not going to understand anything. Make these people also similar, a language that you don't understand. As long as you don't allow them into you mentally, that long you're free.